Welcome everyone to the 2021. Oh shit, I already messed up. Okay. Welcome everyone to the 2020-2021 Exec Board Interest Meeting for Umoja. Today we are going to go over how the election works and all the positions and just give you the lowdown on how the Exec Board elections are going to be working for this semester. So let's start with how do elections work. First, we start with nominations. Usually these are in person at general meetings and they're done under Robert's rule. So you have to be nominated, it requires a second, we all approve of it, etc. But for this semester circumstances, to make things go more smoothly, nominations will be done via Google form anonymously, and they won't require a second or an affirmation. The main thing that's staying the same is that anyone can be nominated for multiple positions, and you can nominate yourself. So that's going to translate to after everyone's been nominated for whatever positions by whoever, you're going to either accept or decline your nomination and prepare a presentation for elections. So you will be accepting and declining your nomination via email and by position. So if you were nominated for like historian and treasurer, you would either accept both, decline one, etc. in your email. So again, you can't accept and run for more than one position, but you can only be elected to one. So let's say you accept that historian and treasurer run, you're gonna run for both of those, but you can only be elected to either or. And they'll have more details on this at the end. So the next step in the elections is the actual elections. So this is hopefully going to take place in a general body meeting, though we will accommodate some other way if we have to. Again, virtual general meeting. But after presentations begin, the Zoom room will be quote unquote locked to people entering. So the participants in the room once we start will be the participants who will be the only people who get to vote and be present. And we will vote directly after presentations. And voting will be limited again to those who have attended Umoja at least once in the current and or previous semester to make sure we're getting a good representative body. And positions are announced the same meeting too. So elections happen so elections are really succinct and efficient this way. So these are the positions available in no particular order. We have our president, our vice president, our treasurer, our secretary, our historian, our chaplain, our membership chair, and our web and publicity chair. So to be clear, these elections are for spring 2021. How the positions will be filled in fall 2022 is to be announced, but for now we're running just for spring. And there are positions that are already filled for spring, which would be president, vice president, and secretary that are already filled by current executive boards. So what we're really looking for here and what you can be nominated for is treasurer, historian, chaplain, membership chair, and the web and publicity chair. And we'll describe all of those starting with the web and publicity chair. So the web and publicity chair's mission is to lead in the public image and public engagement with Umoja. One main position responsibility here is basically leading our social media strategy. So you would be the one designating the publishing schedule for social media and for GroupMe. And you would lead in engagement on these platforms. So you would help with the polls, you would encourage engagement, send links, post stories, follow people, interact with other people's posts, etc. If you like being on social media or this is something that you're interested in, like social media marketing, this would be great for you as just practice and being able to have like a place to grow a platform. So you'll be maintaining Umoja's web presence by remaining active on those Umoja social media accounts and GroupMe's. And a little bit more graphic design side, you will be designing and creating the pubs and the flyers for Umoja's events or meetings. So these are going to be like the pictures that we send out when we have a new event or when we have a meeting, the screen cards we put at the beginning of our PowerPoints. Basically, the graphic design aspect will also be yours. And next we have the membership chair. whose mission is to maintain social cohesion and community within Umoja and beyond. So what does this translate to? Basically, you will be serving as a point of contact for collaborative events with other institutions or student organizations, including community service, which is not your sole responsibility, but you'll be helping with that communication. So this is the and beyond aspect that's really important. Now, within Umoja is also an important part of this membership chair position. So you'll lead the coordination of Umoja's bonding events. Some examples include our annual Ladies' Night that happens during Umoja Week, the Purple Elephant celebration that we tend to have in December, and something that we've already had this semester is like a Netflix party. So you'll get to basically lead on those events, either in person or virtual, depending on the semester and the situation. And next we have our chaplain, whose purpose is basically as the designated spiritual expression representative of Umoja. So this very clearly translates to like leading the scripture and prayer for general meetings that I'm sure you've noticed we have every week. So you'll be adding those to the PowerPoint and sort of leading us in prayer every meeting. And you will also be the leader of the annual Fempowerment event in the spring. This is sort of like one of the main ways the chaplain gets to like flex their community coordinating skills and their spiritual empowerment skills and expression skills with this event. If any of y'all know of this event, it's basically sort of like it's an open mic night type expression for women and femmes at UT, especially of color. So that's a really great event. It's always a lot of fun to plan. And you will also be the leader of community service events and of opportunities for Umoja. So that basically means that you'll be doing something like a philanthropy event in Umoja Week. We also have a volunteer week in Umoja Week. So the chaplain's really key to our Umoja Week. And also you'll see that not only the service events of Umoja, but opportunities for Umoja members. So you'll also be the one notifying us of like outside service opportunities. Maybe you ran across a random service opportunity that you think would like uplift our spirits or enrich the community. You would share that with us so that we can all know about it and hopefully participate in it together. And the next position is historian, which I will hand over to our current historian, Jessica.
All right, so I am currently the historian for Umoja. And being an historian, we basically have to just document the whole like what Umoja does and just be there and take note of like whatever we have going on in the day. And so, for instance, if we have a meeting, your responsibility is to take pictures of all the members at the meetings and just like keep tab of who's like present and who's like attending each meeting. And just for memories for the end of the year yearbook. So we do have like a couple events throughout the years mentioned by Mercedes, and we do take pictures of these, and all of these go into the yearbook. Another responsibility, a big responsibility of the historian is to also be a pageant mom for one of our big events, our big scholarship events of the year, which is Shades of Mahogany. So you'll basically be in charge of like coming up with like ways to run the show and like recruit the members that are going to be a part of the contestant, like oversee budgeting, oversee like the overall like structure of the whole like scholarship, Shades of Mahogany. And yeah, but that's the two tasks that you have to do as historian, other than you just have to take pictures and be present and host the Shades of Mahogany scholarship that we have each year.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jessica. And Shades of Mahogany is so fun, and it really is a group project, but historian gets to be sort of like the main leader or pageant mom. It's always like a great opportunity. It's low-key a good networking thing too. And this next position is secretary, which is the position that I currently hold and will continue to hold at least for spring 2021. Unless you want to contest me, let me know. I'm down for it. Anyways, we basically lead in the presentation and organization of Umoja's information. So one major thing we do is create and edit the PowerPoint. Content wise, outside of just like making sure the information is digestible and like looks correct, we actually make the icebreaker and we help lead the girl, let me tell you. So one great thing about Umoja is that it's so student ran, that we really get to sort of like make Umoja what we need and sort of like change Umoja according to like our like needs of the community and the exec board. So the girl, let me tell you, has actually been transformed to be a little bit more collaborative. And so everyone sort of gets to work together on what the girl, let me tell you, focuses will be and what the theme of the meeting will be. But the secretary is ultimately going to be the one that makes sure that the girl, let me tell you, forwards our mission values and just fits with Umoja and seems like a good overall presentation that's going to be great for our general body. So basically political and socially proactive, cultural responsibility, and resolute in empowering women is part of our mission. And for anyone who doesn't know, this is basically the little, this is the discussion section of our meeting. So after we run down all of our announcements, we catch up with each other, we pray together. This is the discussion section where we actually get to like delve into a topic and speak with each other a lot more in depth about things. So it's a really good opportunity to be able to like lead this and coordinate this. And because it's now like a little bit more collaborative creatively, it won't be dry or sort of like overbearing because it gets to be so much more of a group project, which is also really fun. And then, of course, there's a little bit more basic secretary work, like taking attendance, making sure the membership sign-in is appropriate and whatnot. And we will also be responsible for our annual end of the year banquet, which is a really fun event. It's going to be fun to figure out how to do that virtually this semester. But that's like a really big honor as like the end of the year banquet to be able to organize that. So it's really great. And this position is available. This is our treasurer. And the treasurer's mission is to set up Umoja for success by leading and maintaining our finances. So basically, the treasurer wants to help the board determine how, when, and how much to fundraise. So this includes overseeing our budget and overseeing our budget feats for all of our affairs, whether it be events, dues, uh, philanthropy events, anything money. The treasurer will have a hand in it. And of course, must plan at least one fundraising event per semester, no matter how good the budget is looking. An example would be like bake sales. That's one of our favorite things to do last semester. Also a very cute bonding event, getting together to make like Oreo brownies and the signs and selling them together at tabling the next day. So another thing is that you'll want to submit applications for outside funding, which is great if you are actually interested in like something more like actuarial or finance related. You get like to have, or like grant writing is like a whole career. So anything that we do, we'll sort of like submit applications to different organizations to fund it for us so that we don't have to take on so much of the financial burden. And you'll also be able to like approve of Umoja spending. So no Umoja money gets spent without the treasurer approving of it. So it really is like a really cool responsibility. And yeah, you're in charge of handling the Umoja bank account, the Venmo, the Cash App. So that'll be all your info. And the last two are currently filled and will be filled. But just to explain the positions, let's have Raven, our current vice president, explain this position to y'all.
Yes, hi everyone. So, like Mercedes said, I'm Raven. I'm the current vice president. And so, basically, the mission of the vice president is to support in the executive administration and the broad success of Umoja. And kind of what this entails is basically kind of being that go-to person besides the president when it comes to like administration and getting things together with your fellow board members. And so one of the big things that is the responsibility of the vice president is to build sisterly relations amongst the board members. And one way that we do this is our annual board retreat that happens at the beginning of the school year, before the school starts, or at the very beginning of the school year. The next thing that the vice president does is conduct event evaluations. So you have already heard about the different events that we do throughout the year, such as Shades of Mahogany, Umoja Week, and basically your response or the responsibility of the vice president is to kind of evaluate how the event went, write up a little document, and see how we can improve for next year or the next time that the event is put on. And of course, you oversee the executive board in absence of the president. And so the other thing that you do as the vice president is coordinate and present the announcements at our general meetings. And the event that the vice president kind of takes ownership of is the Black Women Symposium that happens every year in the spring, which is a really good event. We always have speakers. It's very informative, it's very fun. And that's just something that we always look forward to every spring. Okay, and then another responsibility of the vice president is planning one event during Umoja Week. Usually every, board member has an event that they plan during that week. And so, yeah, that is all the responsibilities of the vice president. And so now I will hand it over to Lauren, who is our current president, to go over kind of what that position entails.
So basically, the president is the leader of the executive administration and broad success of Umoja. So one of the things the president does is oversee the efficiency of the exec board, making sure that everything runs smoothly and everybody is doing their job. And you also create the meeting minutes for the exec board meetings. Basically just going over future meetings and events for Umoja, and also just making sure everybody knows what's going on. And then and then you also keep a holistic record of Umoja affairs. And you also make sure the organization is in good standing with the university. Just making sure all the appropriate paperwork is filed, and also you go to events required by Hornsley, and then you also maintain relationships with other organizations on campus. Basically, if another org wants to collaborate, you just make sure your relationship with that org is good, and you also attend to and report to BPLC updates on our organization events and meetings. So the BPLC is the Black President Leadership Council, and it's basically all of the presidents of the Black organizations on campus, and we basically just talk about the state of Black UT, and we also give our events just so all of our Black orgs have a calendar. And that's it for the president. And you also must be a current or previous exec board member to be the president.
Thank you so much, y'all. Again, to reiterate, all of these positions are open for spring 2021, except for president, vice president, and secretary. And one thing I really love about the board is, like I already said, how collaborative it is. So if like any of these like descriptions or distinctions or responsibilities, like if you have ideas for them or you think that there's a way that can be done better or more efficiently or more collaboratively, one of the best things about Umoja is that we do have the freedom to like change that and innovate that and really edit it to our needs. So I think this is a really great community building experience. So I wouldn't let any of the like restrictions or apparent restrictions prevent you from like really going for whatever you think you want to go for, or joining the board under like a different position, because everything is so collaborative at the end of the day. And even though we spell out all of these different obligations of the different positions, and they are very real. We are like really sisterhood, so we're always there to like uplift each other and like help each other. And our board right now is only 4 people, and we're doing like all of these jobs between the 4 of us pretty efficiently and manageably. So we're always here to help each other, and we're all pretty well versed in everything. But again, so you did get nominated, getting ahead of myself. What is next? So you will respond to the email that will be sent out the day after nominations closes with your either acceptance or decline of the nomination by Tuesday, November 24th. That is 2 days from now. The nominations will open tomorrow, and they will close sometime after that, to be determined. But we will give you a buffer of at least the weekend to accept or decline your nomination before Tuesday, November 24th. I don't remember the day off the top of my head, but they'll basically close the Friday before that 24th. So if you accept, you will make a 3-minute presentation that will basically substitute as an executive board application, and you'll be giving it to the general body so that they can vote on you. And basically you want to go over why you want the position or positions if you're running for multiple, your qualification for said position or positions. This can include campus involvement or other qualifications, maybe personal experience, personal investment, character qualities, ambition, anything like that. And lastly, your vision for Umoja. So this would include not only where you see Umoja going, but how you think this position fits into your vision, and how you think that you want to contribute to that. All right, y'all. See y'all at elections. Any final comments from our executive board?
No, I'm just gonna say be on the lookout for the Google form. We will have that out to you guys very soon.
Yes, it should be coming out literally tomorrow is when we're publishing. Just saying, I want y'all to see my faces before this meeting ends.
Yay.
So if that's all our final words, this was still a meeting, so of course we have to end with our Umoja statement. I will read out the majority of it, and then even if you're watching this recording, I hope at home that you say the last line with me. So, as a woman of Umoja, it is my obligation to encourage academic achievement and promote unity. It is my duty to uplift my sister and be understanding of our differences. It is my honor to support my sister in her time of need. For I am Black, I am woman, and I am proud. Yay!
Woo.
All right, y'all. Thanks again for watching our presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. We're all on the group me. I also help run the Umoja social media, and so do a few of the rest of us. So feel free to like DM us on any of those platforms either. If there's anything we didn't cover here, let us know. We can always help y'all out, answer really specific questions, really broad questions, whatever you want. And just keep in mind, Umoja is very tailorable, very editable. So if this seems like something you even kind of want to do, I would really encourage sort of setting up a nomination for yourself and getting involved, because it's really one of the more rewarding experiences I've had on campus. And I've been in a lot of orgs and a lot of classes. And I'm sure the rest of us can attest to that too. So, all right, I'm gonna do one more call for last words. Anything? All right. Bye, y'all.